Hello guys, it's Kate again. It's been a while. I have been trying to study for my architectural exams, which is very important. I did not pass again, and I think what I need to do is take a good long break from video gaming. I think that it's just too much of a distraction for me. That said, I did decide to treat myself with some building over the weekend. So I've got a few builds that I'm going to queue up to post on YouTube for the next few weeks, because I do like sharing this stuff, and I just enjoy building in The Sims. Obviously, I'm trying to become an architect, get my architecture license, and I do enjoy doing architecture in real life as well as in The Sims. The Sims is kind of like a quick and dirty way to get out some design or creativity, and I love using it for that. I also love gameplay, but I think I think that it's the building is where I get the instant gratification. I can make something look nice. And it builds my confidence too in my architectural design abilities. So this is an apartment building. I felt inspired to do something a little bigger. And I think before I was doing like the quickest videos that I possibly could, like what can I get done in an hour or two or 90 minutes? Because that was probably all the recording time I could afford. Now I've decided I shouldn't be affording any recording time, because I really need to just buckle down and get this exam passed. Anyway, this is an apartment building in Copperdale. We're at Little Falls Nook, which is just a 20 by 20 lot. And I like the idea of doing a small apartment building, where there's really not a lot of amenities. You just have small little apartments that are very, I think, typical. I don't think, I think this would be kind of what you would typically expect to get for a small rent payment each month. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, or each unit is anyway. And there's like no amenities on site. I think I put a recycler, but woohoo, recycler. And I also wanted to use kind of this aqua teal color, which I think looks kind of good with this world, because the world has this nice blue aqua color water, but then also kept up with the really earthy look of the surroundings. I mean, this is just such a lush world, really great hiking world, and I wanted it does stick out. Like, it doesn't look like it belongs here, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot of other places in Copperdale that this would suit, except for the downtown. You can't build in the high school portion of the world because it only allows for the high school and the auditorium. And then there's like the town part of the world, and then there's this really woodsy part of the world. And I just think this woodsy part of the world also is the one with the carousel and the kind of the fairgrounds. I think that it's a good place for there to be some residences, especially high density residences. But I don't know, they kind of created it all to look like a big national park, which is gorgeous. But it would be nice to have like some actual streets that go up to these lots. And that's kind of true in a lot of The Sims 4. We have a lot of worlds where we have these streets and then the lots, and they don't meet each other. But this one just doesn't even have any proper streets except for right next to the fairgrounds. Anyway, moving on, I wanted to max out what I could build here. So I've got all 4 levels. I think I used medium wall height on the first level, but then small wall height on second, third, and fourth levels. And then I also created an accessible rooftop so that the landlord, if you want to play the landlord, you can access that top roof space and do maintenance on solar panels. And I also have the solar water heaters up there. And I liked the idea that it adds more gameplay for you, whether you're a resident. I think residents would also be able to have access to it, because it's just a ladder through the shared lobby space to get up there. So even if you are a tenant, and you don't want to complain and wait for the landlord, you could go up there yourself and repair and upgrade, and also maybe just be working on your handiness in general. This is kind of intended for families, but it's also intended to be a smaller rent cost. So this is like an affordable housing option for families. It's only 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but in the kids' bedroom, I put 3 different beds. I put a crib, a toddler bed, and a child's or teenage size bed, because I like the idea that you could kind of maybe even start rags to riches here, where you're a single parent with a bunch of kids, or maybe you're, you know, a pair of sisters with some kids, and you're trying to build up your wealth. This would be a good place to start, and it just looks it looks appropriate with the 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. It's small enough to where it would accommodate that well. The first unit, or sorry, the first floor, I made the whole first floor be one unit, thinking that if you want to play the landlord, you could be in there. But I also needed a space for the water heater and electrical fuse box to go without creating like a separate area. I probably could have done a basement, decided not to do that. And instead, I'm taking up part of the first floor for that. But I just went ahead and dedicated all of those apartment rooms to being unit 1. And then on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floors, there are 2 units per floor, even though it's the same layout downstairs for the most part. I don't really know. I feel like in gameplay as a landlord, I might expand it. If I want this to be my main point of living, then I might expand it so that I can have, you know, spread out my kids into different rooms and things. But yeah, this is intended to be small and affordable. So there's a small kitchen, there's a small living room space, but there's not even a dining room space inside. What is nice is each unit has its own balcony that fits a dining table, and I have that in each of the units. I made these completely identical, completely vanilla. I put a little bit of pops of color, but like not in an exciting way. There's no pops of pattern. It's not really designed per se for interior. This was more of an exterior fun build for me, but I also wanted it to be functional for gameplay. And so every apartment is absolutely identical. And I really did enjoy the exterior portion of this build, which we're already past. I actually did use the appliances from Home Chef Hustle, even though they are so expensive. So that would bring it up a little bit. So this is not supposed to be like your down and dirty affordable place to live. This is supposed to be like an affordable place to live that is decent. You'll see at the very end of this video, I go through and create all of the different units. Right now I'm just building under the residential lot type because it's easier and it's less glitchy. But I do end up doing the apartment division, you know, dividing it up into, and it ended up being 7 units, which you have to put in a cheat for, and I had to look up what the cheat was because I've never used it before. I've never done more than 6 units, which is what is allowed in base gameplay. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I have really, really enjoyed kind of binging on The Sims this weekend, and unfortunately I'm going to have to get some videos queued up and just kind of hunker down and get this exam passed. Wish me luck. Thank you.